This was the toughest young Chinese opponent the Rocket had ever faced. After just one opening shot, Ronnie O'Sullivan found himself turned into nothing more than a spectator, a background prop to brilliance. He started with his usual fishing break-off, a signature move against lower-ranked players. The goal was simple: tempt the opponent into an error, then swoop in and score heavy. But this time the plan backfired, because the young man standing on the other side of the table was no ordinary rookie. A long red flew straight into the pocket. The cue ball stopped perfectly for the black. Soft, smooth, deliberate. That single, fearless strike instantly caught the crowd's attention. And that was only the beginning of what Fan Jingyi had in store. With pinpoint accuracy and unshakable composure, he was about to deliver a flawless clearance that would leave the Rocket stunned. From an extreme angle, he nailed a red into the middle pocket, leaving the cue ball ideally placed for a cannon into the pack. Even Ronnie looked uneasy in his chair, and the Chinese youngster was only getting started. The cue ball exploded into the reds like a bullet. Suddenly, half the table was open for attack. The crowd roared as Fan kept firing in one precision shot after another, turning the frame into a full-blown exhibition of control and courage. It was the 2022 European Masters, and Fan Jingyi, though barely out of his teens, was already making his name known around the snooker world. Calm under pressure, ruthless in rhythm, he played this frame as if he'd been here 100 times before, and this stunning whitewash over the Rocket became one of the defining moments of his young career.
25.
Although there were plenty of reds still available, Fan knew that to keep O'Sullivan off the table completely, every shot needed absolute precision. Against the greatest player in history, one small mistake could cost everything. Before this match, almost every pundit and fan predicted an easy win for Ronnie. After all, who could possibly challenge the sport's living legend? But this unknown Chinese youngster had already torn through the field, beating Wilson, Yan Bingtao and Dadi Dai on his way to the final. By the time the first session ended, everyone realized this kid was for real. And when the dust finally settled, Fan Jingyi had shocked the snooker world, defeating O'Sullivan to claim his very first ranking title. Fan's style was all-out attack, direct, aggressive, and laser-accurate. In this match alone, 5 frames ended with single-visit breaks. Simple? Maybe, but devastating. And it left even O'Sullivan searching for answers. Interestingly, Fan didn't start with snooker. He began with table tennis. Once he picked up a cue, though, it was love at first sight. He'd grown up watching the Rocket, and by 16 he was already a world youth champion, a rising star from the East. His split shot broke the reds apart beautifully, opening the table for total control. Only 2 tricky balls along the cushion remained. Could he finish the job in style? Ronnie, watching from his seat, looked restless. He wasn't used to this, being on the sidelines watching someone else dominate the table. Usually he was the one dismantling opponents. Today he was just another fan. The cue ball glided perfectly into position for a tight red along the cushion. From long-range aggression to calm precision, every shot showed Fan's maturity and nerve. Very few players could stay this composed against O'Sullivan, and even fewer could dominate him. When the pink dropped, Fan passed the century mark. The crowd erupted. Meanwhile, Ronnie looked almost sleepy in his chair, still processing how the frame had ended before he'd even started. A perfectly judged black sent the cue ball spinning into place for the yellow, and with all the colors sitting nicely on their spots, the finish was inevitable. For someone so young, his poise was remarkable. No panic, no rush, just quiet, methodical brilliance. He once said, "If I'm in form, I fear no one." After this frame, no one doubted it. And when the final black dropped, Fan Jingyi sealed the frame with a spectacular 135 break, whitewashing the rocket and announcing to the world, a new Chinese star had arrived.